The information is presented for educational purposes only, is not intended to diagnose or prescribe for any medical or psychological condition, or to prevent, treat, mitigate, or cure such conditions. This information is only presented herein for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hi, I'm David DeHaas of Living Waters Wellness Center, and welcome to the Whole Body Detox Show. I'm your host today. Living Waters Wellness Center is a Treasure Valley's largest colon hydrotherapy center and best known for a 10-day cleanse and healing retreat. To learn more about colon hydrotherapy and detoxifying the body, go to livingwaterscleanse.com. Watch the webinar, The 4 Natural Laws of Healing. I was once a medical refugee seeking out how to heal my body. By the age of 30, I was suffering from numerous symptoms, including allergies, severe fatigue, constipation, brain fog, joint pain, back pain, psoriasis, acne, and eventually cancer. I spent about 20 years learning how to heal my body. Now I teach others how they can recover using the 4 natural laws of healing. Each week, we bring you the information you need to discern how you can heal your body. Welcome to the show. Victor Alpha Romeo India November Tango. Yes, that's right. We've got a new variant, the Delta variant. Should you be afraid of the Delta variant? Because it does sound pretty doggone scary. This new variant is going around and numbers are supposedly spiking across the country. Well, today I'm going to put your mind at ease. And if you do the right things, you're going to be able to take care of any variant, because for human beings to have survived over the thousands of years we've been on this planet, deep inside our bowels and our gut, there have been many viruses and bacteria, and they're all fighting for space, and they're all adapting to what's going on around them. And the adaptation is done without you even knowing it. So yes, there's always going to be new variants. Every virus has a new variant over time. And the reality is that you need to understand, so that you keep your fears at bay and be calmed down, is that if you have a great immune system, you're not going to have to worry about it. So that's the topic of today's show, boosting one's immune system. I'm David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center, home of the 10-day deep tissue cleanse, where each week we bring you new programs so that you can understand how to detox the body properly, therefore boosting the immune system and allowing you to live the life. My belief is that we can live as well as we want to if we do the right things of taking care of our body. You see, most people come in and they tell me, well, I'm normal, other than this and that and this and that. I'm normal. I had a guy come in one time, and he's about 82 years of age, and he shuffles in the door and he can't hardly get out of a chair, and he says all these things going on. He says, but other than that, I'm normal. I'm actually in pretty good health, David. And okay, the guy's bent over, he's grabbing his back. I don't call that normal. What I call normal is what Jack LaLanne was able to do. Jack LaLanne, for those of you who don't remember, back in the day, he started the very first fitness center in Southern California, way back in the late 30s, early 40s. He was on television for a number of years. He died at the age of 94, but he lived a life that was absolutely amazing. Ate all the right foods, did cleansing, and he worked out every day. At the age of 72, he was in the San Francisco Bay with a rope between his teeth, and he swam across the bay, pulling a rowboat, several rowboats actually, with people in them. That, my friends, is what we should be shooting for, and that's what I would call normal. Everything under that is less than normal, and that's the way I see it. And I can say that because clearly I have lived a life that was not normal, because in my 30s, I was a bent over, stooped over, hurting young man, but my physical age was way deeper than my actual chronological age. It hurt every time I moved. I get up in the morning, my feet hurt. I was always tearing my plantar fasciitis. I was always tired. I was chronically tired. Lots of allergies, lots of asthma, back pain. I was going to the chiropractor weekly at one point, and eventually daily. I mean, I had this severe back pain where I was going daily. And finally, they sent me to a guy to examine my brain to see if there was something wrong there. But at the end of the day, I figured it all out, and I've had numerous illnesses, including cancer, and I healed them all on my own. And so the reason why I'm doing today what I'm doing is not because I chose this profession, it's because I learned along the way how to heal the body. And then I helped family members do it. And eventually we opened up Living Waters Wellness Center back in 2009. And since then, we've been helping many, many people whom I have deemed most of them the incurables, because quite frankly, by the time they get to us, they've spent tons of money trying everything else, and they come to us as the last resort. And it is because we get them well. They go through the process of cleansing and detoxifying the body and then applying the proper nutrition. And if you do those steps, if you detox the body, if you get rid of the heavy metals, if you get rid of the parasites, if you get rid of the chemicals in your body, and then you address the mental and emotional as well, you're going to get well. I've seen people come in that are so bad, people that can't talk, can't walk. They're rolled in here in a wheelchair, and we get them up and moving. If you want to learn more about that, you're going to need to go to our webinar. And that's on the site at livingwaterscleanse.com. And at the top, it says 4 Natural Laws of Healing. You learn the 4 natural laws, and there's not a variant in the world that's going to scare you. Because once you learn how important it is to take care of your gut and how important it is to put the proper nutrition into your body so your cells grab that and take care of dishing out the nutrition into your cells every day, you don't have anything to worry about. I haven't worried about COVID this whole time. And I haven't worn a mask unless I was, forced to on an airplane. And I've been around a lot of people. I mean, for the last 15 years, I've been around a lot of very, very, very sick people. I have people come in here that's had hepatitis C, hepatitis B, hepatitis A, AIDS. I mean, we've worked with some very sick people. How do we protect ourselves? I didn't wear a mask, but I did keep my immune system up. I take a lot of nutritional supplements. I cleanse my body. I detoxify. I address the mental, emotional. So I lead the most balanced life that I can. Now, do I get stressed? Yes. Do I know how to handle it? Most of the time. That's part of the challenge of living in these stressful times. One of the big things right now is there's so much negative stuff coming at you. And about half of the people are pretty feared up. And what I'm sharing with you today is that you don't need to be feared up about another variant coming your way, because there's going to always be another variant. You don't even know it. There's variants every day in your body, and you don't know it. So for you to get caught up in the new variant, the new fear symbol, Delta, I'm going to tell you, there's going to be Tango, Victor, Romeo, India, November coming your way as well, because it's a great way to fear you up and get you to do things you probably wouldn't normally do or would not do if you had the education. So the purpose of my program is to bring you the education, because I know that if you got the education, if you knew what I did, and you were solid in your foundation, the understanding, and if you detoxified your body, you got rid of the arthritis, and you got rid of the pains and so forth, the yeast, the candida, I mean, all these things, guys, they can be dealt with. You can cleanse your body and get rid of the brain fog. You can get your adrenals working properly again. Those hormones that you think are so bad that you've got a variant in your hormones. In other words, you've got a dysfunction in your hormones. No, you have a toxic body. At the end of the day, you have inflammation caused by toxicity. And it's usually because you have very bad functioning toxic bowels. Well, David, I poop every day. Yes, you may, but if you're only pooping once, that's not a clean system. You eat 3 times a day, you should be pooping 3 times a day, and you're probably not. Furthermore, when we get stressed, and if you watch the video at 4 Natural Laws of Healing, those 4 natural laws, again, go to livingwaterscleanse.com, get that webinar and have your whole family watch it. But I want you to understand that you clean out the gut and you get those twists and kinks that you're going to see in the webinar, and you look at all the nerve connections that go from your organs, your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your jaw, your head, your neck, your shoulders, arms, legs, heart, spleen, kidneys, all those connect to the gut. We've had people come in here who have improved their eyesight by double. We've had people who couldn't walk, start walking, all by following a very natural process. Getting the right nutrition in their body after they clean it out is key to this as well. If you do these things, you're going to be able to live the life you want to live. You're not going to have to miss the next sporting event or the next vacation because you were sick or you didn't feel like going out with your friends because you were too tired. I've been there. I've done that. I recovered from that. So has many of my family members. And so has thousands of people who have came through our 10-day retreat. And that's what I want you to understand. Don't worry about these variants. Do the right things. Get the nutrition. With that said, on the website, this is free to you. Go over to the website, livingwaterscleanse.com. pull down the PDF that says 24 steps to boosting your immune system, or call the office at 208-378-9911. Again, that's 208-378-9911, and we'll send it right out to you. And we're back talking about Victor Alpha Romeo India November Tango variants, the topic today. And the fact is that your body produces lots of variances in the viruses. Over the years, you've been able to survive this. I'm David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center on the Whole Body Detox Show. Thanks for joining us today. We're talking about how to take care of your body so that your body's natural immune system can take care of any variant, any virus, any bacteria as it comes along. You don't need to throw a nuclear bomb at it. When I say nuclear bombs, that's usually for bacteria by using antibiotics. In fact, antibiotics I would submit to you over time, although they're sometimes necessary. Many times people have been on them continuously over, and that just destroys your gut bacteria. So you're one of those people that perhaps had some acne and someone prescribed you round after round after round of antibiotics. You destroyed your nice natural microbiome. Microbiome is consisted of 5 pounds of viruses and bacteria. Yes, friends, viruses. We're all learning about viruses, and we've learned that, oh my gosh, you should fear the virus. No, you shouldn't. Virus, guys, it's just a part of life. It's a part of living. Your immune system, though, is what you should be concerned about, and that's what you should be taking care of. And what you put in your mouth and how well you digest that determines how well you are going to live and survive long term. If it wasn't for a natural immunity, we wouldn't even be here today. You think about it, most of these drugs have only been here since the last century. How did we get to the 20th century? Well, it's because we were able to adapt and survive, because most of us were eating real food. We didn't have constant microwave energy bombarding us. We didn't have cell phones on us. We didn't have all this angst. Most of us didn't even have a newspaper. We went about our days doing our things, and we used all the plants and herbs off the land in order to survive. And when we did get something, we used those natural things, and we survived. And I'm submitting to you that all of you can survive without putting some kind of chemical concoction in your body, because your body is built for this. It was meant for this. So I don't want you getting all crazed about that. By the way, we've got coming up on July 29th, this week, on Thursday, July 29th, we will be having an open house at Living Waters Wellness Center at 6:30 p.m. So come down, we'll have a 45-minute talk. We're going to open up the house and show you around. So if you've never been to Living Waters, bring a friend, bring a buddy, come down and listen to how to detoxify the body properly, see all the tools that we use, and have the experience of knowing what Living Waters is all about. So again, that's this Thursday, July 29th at 6:30 p.m. Also, don't forget, we have the tools for you just on our website alone, 2 tools you need to take advantage of because they're both free. One is called 24 Steps to Boosting Your Immune System. In that, I have all the products that I use to keep my immune system up. And I also have the webinar, 4 Natural Laws of Healing. Learn the 4 natural laws. If you learn the 4 natural laws, I don't care what you get in life, you're going to know the data points that you need to heal your body on its own. It's really important to understand that, what's been affected in your body if you do get this particular virus that's going around is it's a lung issue. So the question has come up is, David, how does this affect colon hydrotherapy affect helping the lungs? Well, it affects it very well. So over the years, I've had a lot of people with asthma, including myself. I've had people with breathing problems. Some were called incurable lung disease. I remember the guy just as plain as yesterday because he had a tremendous healing coming through our 10-day wellness retreat. He got down to using his machine on the retreat. In 10 short days, he was down to using it only about 40% of the time. So you have this mucus in your body, in your intestinal tract, and we got to drain that off. And when you drain that, and when you look at the nerve connections in the chart, which you'll watch in the webinar, you'll see that on both sides of the descending and on the ascending colon, you're going to see the connection to the lungs. So I'll give you a great example. This last winter, I had a friend of mine called me up. He'd been in the hospital with COVID. And he's coughing and he's hacking and he can't breathe. I said, what do you want to do? And he says, I think I should do a colonic. He can't stop coughing. So we get him on the colonic bed, and within about a half hour on the colonic bed, his coughing subsided. And by the end of the colonic, he wasn't coughing, but he was very chilled, just shaking so bad. So I put him on our far infrared biomat, and that mat is an amethyst stone far infrared mat. There's information about it in the webinar. There's also information about it on our website. And so we put him on that. He gets off that half hour later. It's set up to 160 degrees. He's still cold. He's still shivering. I just can't get over this. That's how he was talking. I said, come down the hall, my friends. I put him on our pulse frequency machine, the on-demand machine. And by the way, we did a great interview with Dr. Sylvia Bender about the pulse frequency. You want to learn about energy healing? Go listen to that podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, just put in Whole Body Detox Show. All of our podcasts are also listed on our website at livingwaterscleanse.com. And Sylvia has been in Nigeria this whole time during COVID. And I'm telling you, they didn't mask, they didn't social distance, they didn't shut down. And they've been using the pulse frequency and other tools for COVID. You got to go listen to that show. It's an excellent show. You're going to learn a lot. Anyway, so I put him on the on-the-bed machine and put 2 blankets, put the heat on it in that room as high as I could. And he's shaking and shivering about 30 minutes later. He says, David, I need to get and go to the bathroom. And the blankets came off and it came back and he didn't even put the blankets back on. He was warm. The body completely shifted. Well, how did that work? Well, first of all, we did the colonic. That got rid of the coughing, affected the lungs. Then we applied the energy. Now, think of it like this. The best way I can explain this machine, and by the way, there's more information at livingwaterscleanse.com about the on-demand pulse frequency. It's been around for 25, 30 years, I think. But we use that, and think of your body as one big electrical grid with all this energy and communication going through all of your cells, right? Well, over time, we get stress happens, and we get a blockage. Think of like a tree falling over a power line. Someone's got to pull that tree off and connect the wires back together. Well, in the vernacular of your body, someone's got to break that stress that's happened so that the communication can happen through your body and run again. There's hundreds of different programs. We've used it for lots of different issues, everything from reversing osteoporosis to parasites, candida yeast. Oh my gosh, the tools are endless. Suzanne Summers writes about it in her books because she used it on her as part of her tool of healing from her breast cancer years ago. Anyway, very fascinating tool. I've used it many times, of course, on my own family, and of course, all of our clients, we've used it. Fascinating device on how that works. But anyway, the point of the story is that he walked out of here. He couldn't drive himself here, but he was able to drive home. It was absolutely astounding how quickly the body is able to recover. And that's the message today. Look at it. If we get the body well, if we clean out the toxicity, and if you've got lung issues, you got to clean out the gut first. You got to get that mucus out of the gut. The average person is packing 12 to 15 pounds. Just old. That's the average person. Many of you listening to the show are above average. And you'll watch in the video, Dr. Kenina Holmes comes on and she shows you, and she says, look, this is not a beer belly. This is a very toxic poop belly. And she shows you how this colon gets distorted. The colon can get as big as 16 inches in diameter. 16 inches. And I've had clients come in. I had a client come in last winter who had not went to the bathroom in 2 months. He was destined to have his colon cut out. It took us 11 days of hydration to break it, and it came out like concrete. He could barely talk when he came in. Shocking that he actually got to us soon enough so we could do that, and he's doing fine now. But we see this all the time. Sometimes it takes that's a very unusual case. Sometimes I have people, it takes a couple of days to get things free. But the point is, when we add the water and we start working on the gut and cleaning out that toxicity so we can open up that biggest detoxification pathway, you are going to be able to get well. I don't care what you have. I've seen it across the board. So you're going to watch the webinar, 4 Natural Laws of Healing. Come down and see us this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Give you a tour of the place and give you a 45-minute talk. You get to meet us, meet the staff. It'll be a lot of fun. So put that on your calendar, Thursday, July 29th. And don't forget to go to livingwaterscleanse.com and pull down the webinar and the 24 steps to boosting your immune system. Be back in the next section to talk about more of the variant. I'm David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center, where miracles begin by healing from within. You can't treat the body and heal it a piece at a time. You have to treat the whole body naturally. That's why Living Waters Wellness Center 10-day healing retreat is so successful in helping what I call the incurables back to wellness. Here's what a few clients had to say about their experience at Living Waters Wellness Center.
For over a year, I've been dealing with gas pains, stomach pains, and it's been waking me up in the middle of the night, so I never get a full night's rest. And last night, after my first colonics, I slept through the entire night without any stomach pain or any kind of issues.
I suffered from migraine headaches for 12 years, once a month, and since I did the 10-day retreat at Living Waters Wellness Center 8 years ago, I have not even had a migraine. I've not even had a headache.
I had back pain on my left side for about 20-25 years. After the 10-day healing retreat, the pain is completely gone.
To learn more about the 10-day healing retreat, go to healingtheincurables.com or call the office at 208-378-9911. That's 208-378-9911. The preceding examples may not be typical of your experience and may not be right for you. Seek the opinion of a qualified healthcare professional before determining if cleansing is right for you. Welcome back. I'm David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center, home of the 10-day deep tissue cleanse, and host of the Whole Body Detox Show, where each week we bring you the information you need to understand so that you can heal your body naturally by deep tissue cleansing. That's where we begin. We've been talking about the Victor Alpha Romeo India November Tango, the variant. There's always going to be a new variant, as I mentioned on the previous episode. So if you're just joining us, by the way, these shows are all taped and put on our podcast, which you can get wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Whole Body Detox Show. I think we've got about 40-some episodes up so far and continue to grow. We've got a lot of great shows over there, so definitely put that in your favorites. If you do listen to it, please do give us a review. I really appreciate that. That helps us out. But anyway, wherever you get podcasts, and it's also on our livingwaterscleanse.com website. We've been talking about variant, how we boost our immune system. And one of the great tools is colon hydrotherapy. And if you're listening for the first time, you probably have no clue what colon hydrotherapy is, because unfortunately, you didn't grow up with it. Neither did I. I had no clue what it was growing up, until one day a gal looked in my eyes and says, "David, you know, how often do you go to the bathroom?" I says, "Well, I'm not sure, maybe once a day, sometimes every 3 days, kind of depends." She says, "Yeah, that's a problem, because you're having problems based upon you're not evacuating that mess that's in your gut. It's going to sit in there and rot and putrefy and create mucus, and it's going to increase toxicity in your body. That means inflammation. So if you're experiencing inflammation, for example, today, had a guy in with arthritis. He says, "Man, I got this arthritis," and I'll find out he has skin issues. Well, they are actually caused by the same thing, and that's a very toxic body. We first have to open up the biggest detoxification pathway, and that is your colon. You have about 5 to 7 feet of colon. You have about 26 feet of small intestine in your body, and that is where the vitamins and minerals are broken down from the foods you eat and absorbed into your bloodstream, be taken to the 50 trillion cells in your body. To learn more about that in detail, if you go to livingwaterscleanse.com, pull down the webinar, 4 Natural Laws of Healing. Watch 4 Natural Laws of Healing. It's right there on the website. Watch that so you totally understand. And once you know those 4 natural laws, you've got the data points to be able to heal your body from anything. David, really anything? Well, over the 15 years I've been involved with deep tissue cleansing, and the 12 years Living Waters has been open, yes, I've seen it happen from people who are having all manners of illnesses. It doesn't matter, you name it. We got to start with cleaning the gut. Dr. Bernard Jensen, one of my great mentors, treated over 350,000 people in his day. He had 160 people a day on his farm, on his ranch down in Southern California. Cleansing, deep tissue cleansing, including one of the other great Gerson, Dr. Gerson, who developed Gerson therapy. And he said, if you want to get well, you got to first start with healing the gut. Knowing the ways of bowel management is important if you want to heal properly. So what is colon hydrotherapy? Well, let me give you an explanation the best I can. On our website at livingwaterscleanse.com, there's actually a video, 10 minutes, which shows exactly how a colonic is done. It's really simple, does not hurt, it's very safe, it's very private, you're covered up, very simple to do. But basically, you're in the privacy of your own room, under a blanket, and there's a small rectal tube about the size of a pencil, and you insert it in your colon. in your rectum. And that water is going to trickle in there very gently, and it's going to go in and dissolve all the old debris. It's going to cause your body, if you're constipated, it's going to cause your body to create peristalsis. That's that squeezing of the muscle to move and evacuate your bowel movement. So if you're having problems with bowel movements, you've got a problem with peristalsis. Taking laxatives, for those of you who have been laxatives, are making it worse. For those of you who are on lots of magnesium, you're making it worse. Your body is not going to tolerate that long term. And eventually it's going to get so it doesn't work at all. So let's hydrate the colon. Let's hydrate the gut. Let's get the neurons in the gut, which there's more in the gut, more neurons in your gut than your spinal column. Let's get them firing and wiring those nerves, because every organ in your body connects to the gut. How it lives is how you live. I have never met a person who came in here, ever, that's been sick, that's had a perfect gut. Never. I've had people tell me they go to the bathroom every day, and some they say they go 2 times, sometimes 3 times, but they still have a problem. They still have inflammation. They still have toxicity in their body. You think about it, we're in a toxic cesspool today. And if you want to prevent your body from being affected by any variant, any virus coming your way, you've got to boost that immune system. Well, there are little fighter guys in your body called NK and T cells and lymphocytes and macrophages. And these guys will attack the bad guys if you have the ability to do that. And if you have a toxic body, you're not going to be able to protect yourself. You've got to clean out the gut. We've got to clean out the liver. We've got to clean out these parasites. We've got to get these heavy metals out of your body. At the end of the day, when you do that, if you've got problems with your hands or your feet due to arthritis, that stuff is going to leave the body. You think about it. Why has your hands or your feet or whatever organ, maybe you've got neuropathy. What is neuropathy? It's inflammation, right? It's inflammation. It's causing your body, some of you, severe. You may not feel your feet. You may have trouble walking. We clean out the body, and I've seen this happen. We clean out the body. We get the colon flushed out. We clean up the liver. We give it the proper nutrition. Clean up the blood. And guess what? They got feeling in their feet. They can squeeze their hands. They got their brain fog is gone. They can hear better. I've had people improve their eyesight. One particular gal in person had been disabled for 35 years due to Lyme disease, and she improved her eyesight by, get this, double. It's by cleaning the body and giving it the perfect nutrition. When I say perfect nutrition, for those of you who are worried about this variant, if you'll notice, who are the ones they've been saying have been having the problem? Well, these are people that have been eating all the wrong foods and they got comorbidities. In other words, they're toxic. And when you're toxic and you get a virus, you're going to have the biggest problem. And will a jab protect you? Well, we're seeing that that's not working so well. So, changing what you're eating, how you're eating it, where you're eating it. In other words, what are you cooking out of? What pans are you using? These are the little things you got to pay attention to. Are you drinking out of aluminum cans? I see many of you going to Costco and loading up on water bottled in plastic. Maybe been sitting in the sun. That water, my friends, is not very good water. Why not invest in a good quality water filtration system? Save your money from going to Costco and buying all this bottled water, which is not very good for you, and have healthy water. Have healthy, clean water. Most of you are not hydrating. At some end of the day, and they live on coffee. I think something like 8 cups a day. Very seldom drinks water. If it's not coffee, it may be a soda. That's a problem. So now you're dehydrating your body, and the first thing that's going to affect is your brain. And of course, this person had brain fog. If you want to keep your brain well long term, you want to hydrate. And water is brain food. Water is brain food because your brain contains a lot of water and it needs the hydration, and you need to give it to it. The only way it's going to get provided is if you are doing the right things to hydrate it, and that's clear water. You should be drinking at least 64 ounces to a gallon per day. And when you start doing this, you're going to pee a lot. But that's great because eventually everything will balance out and it'll be normal. By the way, we're doing an open house Thursday, July 29th, 6:30 p.m. Come and join us. We'll have a 45-minute lecture with a tour. Be giving some giveaways. It's going to be a lot of fun. You get to learn about what we do, see all the cool things, and it's going to be a good time. So come down on July 29th, this Thursday. Meanwhile, back to talking about Victor Alpha Romeo India, November Tango, the variant. We're talking about how to boost your immune system so you don't have to have fear about variants of any virus because your body has got viruses in it. 5 pounds of microbiome in your gut and half of it is viruses. My goodness, how do we all survive all these years without jabs? Well, we did because our body has got this amazing innate immune system. And if you take care of it, it'll take care of you. Most important thing is you need to take care of your gut. It's the biggest detoxification pathway. People talk about I'm doing a juice cleanse, as if the juice is going to cleanse them out. It's not going to do that, my friends. Juice is great, lots of micronutrients. Please do organic if you do juice. Please don't get the sugar-filled stuff you buy in a store. Please do organic. But that's going to give you micronutrients. That is great. I juice all the time, every day, nearly every day. Cleansing, deep tissue cleansing involves colon hydrotherapy. And you need to understand it, use it, embrace it, because that is how you clean out the bowels. If you go listen to one of the greats in bowel management, Dr. Bernard Jensen or Dr. Norman Walker or V.E. Irons and some of these masters back in the last century, story after story after story, and we've generated stories just like they did in the 12 years we've been going here at Living Waters of people getting their bowels clean, getting them well, getting the neurons in the gut firing and wiring in. I want to talk about one that just came up, and I thought, well, I need to share this for some reason. So one of you out there probably needs to hear this. So in the gut, and by the way, in the webinar, there's a chart, and I wish everyone had this chart printed on the wall because you really need to understand this chart of how all the nerves from all the organs connect to the gut. So one of those organs is the eyes. So if you're having eye problems, we've got to get that neuron firing and wiring that nerve. So clean out the gut, clean out the colon, clean out the liver, detox, give it the proper nutrition, give it the high quality antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin and xanthan. We give it those nutrients. Those are powerful for the eyes. I mentioned on the last day, we had a gal come through with Lyme and she got done. And one of the big benefits was that she improved her eyesight by double. So, between the ileocecal valve in the colon and the juncture of the Nick circulation above it, we have the area which reflects the relationship to the eyes. Then this optic system is indeed a miracle. I mean, when you think about what all happens in the eye, but when you think about how there's a nerve that goes all the way down into the gut and connects, and it's related, I mean, it's just fascinating. So the thing is that you've got to be able to understand that cleansing is intricate to healing anything. You're not going to get well long term if you don't cleanse the body. You need to understand. We're in a toxic soup bucket. One of the big things that's happening right now, and I want to take the rest of the show to talk about, is how you're being affected by the smoke in the air. We have a device down here called an antioxidant machine, and it measures the antioxidants in your body. Free radical damage causes tissue damage. So to put this in perspective, if you ever cut open an apple or a potato or banana and you've seen it brown over time sitting there on the counter, that's free radical damage. That's literally rotting the tissues in your body, free radicals. It causes cancer. We know that. Antioxidants are vitamins and minerals from fruits and vegetables and the supplements you take that will stop that banana, that apple, your cells from basically oxidizing and getting mutated, which can lead to cancer. Your body right now, the smoky air, is smoking 20 to 40 cigarettes a day. I'm saying it's probably a little closer to 40 right now because the air is pretty bad. One cigarette produces 1 quadrillion free radicals. One cigarette. you're smoking 20 to 40 of those. And right now, I just measured myself the other day. I do this usually every August. That's when we have our fires. This year, it's much earlier. But I measured myself, and I'm already down about 20%. No, see, I'm down 10% right now. Usually, it can affect 20%. I've seen it go as high as 50%, especially for those of you not taking a high-quality supplement. You've got to be taking supplements, guys. There's not enough nutrition, even in organic food, to get all the nutrition you need. And when we're being bombarded this badly with this toxic, foul air, you need to take extra. I'm taking extra right now. I'm boosting my body with extra antioxidants. If you want to come down to the office, call the office at 208-378-9911. Book a time to come in. If you mention that you listened to me on the radio today, I'm going to give it to you this week for free. Or if you come on Thursday to the open house at 6:30, you'll get it free then too. We will scan you and you'll get to see where you're at currently. It's really important to understand, just like you check the oil in your car to see how many quarts of oil in, or you check your gas gauge, see how much gas you've got to have the firepower of the nutrition, the antioxidants to stop free radical damage in your body. It's really, really important. One of the most important things you can do to prevent cancer, in some cases, reverse it. I've had people, I've watched them, including myself. We got cancer. What do? We pumped up our antioxidants. We juiced. We were drinking 6 to 8 glasses of high quality antioxidant juice per day. That means the greens. That doesn't mean the fruity stuff. When I'm talking about juice, I mean real food. Juice can get those micronutrients. And when we do that, we see our antioxidant score go up significantly. Now, I also take a very high quality multi-mineral supplement. I've been taking the same one since 1992. It's excellent. And I can prove to you by the numbers that you'll increase on this product. Because I've did it. My family's done it. Thousands of clients have done it over the years. So it's important to have a gauge. And the beauty of this is a gauge. Because right now, your body is under attack, not only from the fear and the mental anguish that you're suffering by just watching the news media. Oh my gosh, the new variant. Oh my God, more fear, fear, fear. It's not good for your body. But also just the debris that's coming that you're breathing in. And you see it on your cars. I mean, you see what's on the cars after it rained a little bit the other night. I mean, just a lot of junk in the air. That's not good for your body long term. So come down this Thursday at 6:30 p.m., open house. We'll show you around, get acquainted, and show you the colonitotherapy bed, show you all the tools we use, the saunas, the biomats, the pulse frequency machines, all the cool tools. Go over to the website. Do grab 4 Natural Laws of Healing. Do watch that, and do grab the 24 steps to boosting your immune system. If you want to prevent yourself from the variant, whatever variant is going to come out next, you want to boost your immune system naturally. And if you do that long term, you're going to survive because your microbiome is going to love you for it. So are all the cells, and so are your mitochondria. Hey, it's been fun to be on the show again this week. I'm David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center, where miracles begin by healing from within. You can't treat the body and heal it a piece at a time. You have to treat the whole body naturally. That's why Living Waters Wellness Center 10-day healing retreat is so successful in helping what I call the incurables back to wellness. Here's what a few clients had to say about their experience at Living Waters Wellness Center.
For over a year, I've been dealing with gas pains, stomach pains, and it's been waking me up in the middle of the night, so I never get a full night's rest. And last night, after my first colonics, I slept through the entire night without any stomach pain or any kind of issues.
I suffered from migraine headaches for 12 years, once a month, and since I did the 10-day retreat at Living Waters Wellness Center 8 years ago, I have not even had a migraine. I've not even had a headache.
I had back pain on my left side for about 25 years. After the 10-day healing retreat, the pain is completely gone.
To learn more about the 10-day healing retreat, go to healingtheincurables.com or call the office at 208-378-9911. That's 208-378-9911. The preceding examples may not be typical of your experience and may not be right for you. Seek the opinion of a qualified healthcare professional before determining if cleansing is right for you.